So it is currently Thursday as I'm filming this. We've got the big event on Saturday, 120. Well, I've been labelling it as 120 miles. However, I actually tallied everything up last night and it's actually 128 miles because I kind of messed the route up a little bit. So yeah, each team is now going to be doing 32 miles each instead of 30. And I'm planning on having us all run the last stretch, which means that one team, I can't remember if it's my team or the other one, will actually end up doing 34. I think it's my team. But hey, what's another 4 miles when you're already fucking 30 deep? But I'm sure our legs are not going to thank us for that the next day, put it that way. And then I think it was about 2 weeks ago now, so Shannon messaged me. She'd applied for another High Rocks in London, the F45, I believe. So they put a certain amount of tickets in a ballot, so you had to just register. So she did, I did, and then Scott and Max from work have all registered for it. And she sent me a message this morning with a screenshot saying that she's got a place, which is really good. I told Max and Scott, and turns out Scott has also got a place. So as of yet, me and Max haven't heard anything. So it's not looking like good news for us. But yeah, no, I'm buzzing that they've managed to get a spot. Either way, regardless of whether I do somehow get a spot or not, it'll be good to, I'll still go down and support Shannon. I believe it's at the end of November, start of December. So either way, I'll be there, and it's good practice, good experience for me as well to take the camera, do a bit of photography and a bit of videography while I'm there. If I'm not competing, it'd be weird though. Like I remember doing mine on the Saturday and then going on the Sunday to watch my client Emma, and even though I'd competed the day before, like being there on the Sunday, like even though you're aching, I was like, I had such a buzz. I was literally like, I could do this again. Like mentally I could, physically I could not because I couldn't move. But so yeah, it'll be a weird one being there and not taking part. It's weird actually. I was planning on doing this topic anyway, like along these lines. And then for those of you that follow the Instagram, I put a little poll out a few days ago to get your guys' input in terms of if there's any episodes you would like to see in the future. And someone did actually put this episode in terms of finding your purpose. So I was going to call this like finding your purpose in your 20s and like navigating your way in your 20s. Like for those of you that don't know, I'm 26. So I was going to do that, but then I wrote some notes and I kind of thought all the stuff that I'm going to go through kind of will apply regardless of what age you are in a way. I don't just want to label it as the 20s, but I do definitely think that your 20s, I know I'm still in them now, but these years in your 20s can either probably make or break your following years in terms of set you up for success or not. So yeah, we're going to go over 6 key points that I feel are important for finding your purpose, because I know it's something you see a lot on social media. I've had multiple conversations with people, with clients, on this topic of people just being unfulfilled and not really knowing what their purpose is, or not even having a purpose, and they're wanting to try and find what that purpose is. So hopefully by the end of this video you can take away these points that I'm going to give you, and that should hopefully give you a nudge in the right direction if you're currently feeling a bit lost at the minute and unfulfilled in life, unfulfilled with your health, unfulfilled with your job, with your career, like relationships. And I don't just mean relationships as in like your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I mean the relationships with anyone you have, whether it's a work relationship, personal, friends, all that sort of stuff. So before we dive into this week's episode, guys, again, if you could do me a massive favour, and if you aren't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to help us grow the channel and help these videos get seen by more people. We aren't all that far off my first little mini goal of 100 subscribers. So if you could help us get to that landmark, that would be massively appreciated. Thank you. Okay, first topic I want to cover, and I wanted to cover it first because, in my opinion, it's probably one of the most important ones, and that is identifying what is important to you. Now, what is important to you a lot of the time is probably not going to be important to other people, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. It's what makes you you, it's what makes you unique, it's what makes you different. What you don't want to happen is when you end up becoming a people pleaser and you're going along with people, with friendship groups, with partners, like they're trying to make you fit in with what's important to them. And there's only so long you can do that. Like if you're neglecting what's important to you, again, you're not really going to be very fulfilled. You're probably not going to be very happy. So yeah, I think it's important to identify what is important to you. And again, I think it's important to note that this will always change. Like, again, using me as an example, I'm 26 now. What was important to me at 21 and 20 is completely different to what is important to me now. Does that mean one's right and one's wrong? Absolutely not. It's just as you go through these different stages in your life, different things are going to be important to you. So I think number one is finding what is important to you right at this moment in time and understanding that this may not be important to you forever, but while it is, you want to make sure that you're leaning in on that and you want to make sure that you're doing those sort of things. Well, what's important to me at this moment in time, without a shadow of a doubt, number one is my own health and my own fitness. At the minute, that comes before absolutely anything. Now, it's easy for me to do that because I don't have as much responsibilities. I don't have mortgages, I don't have kids, not married, like all that sort of stuff. I don't have to take care of anyone. So it's easier for me to value this. Now, again, for a lot of people watching this, fitness might be really important to you, but you've got all these other things going on, so you can't probably make it as important as what you want to. So yeah, I would just sit down, and even if you have to write it down, pen and paper, like notes on your phone, just spend 15, 20 minutes thinking what is important to you. Is it fitness? Is it family? Is it career? Like even hobbies, whatever you find important in your life right now. If going fishing once a week or if playing golf twice a week is important to you and it keeps you in a good frame of mind mentally and you enjoy it, you get a buzz from it, then do it. Make time in the week to do it. I've never been fishing. Fishing's never appealed to me. So I'm not really going to hang around with people that want to go fishing because it doesn't interest me and it's not important to me. When you identify what's important to you, you actually end up with a more supportive circle and group of friends because you've all got similar interests. Second point I want to make, touching on fitness, I think getting in the best shape of your life will, without a shadow of a doubt, help you to find your purpose. And again, I'm talking from experience, but I think back to that photo shoot prep that I did 3 years ago in 2021. Before I did that photo shoot prep, I was kind of just ticking over. I was in my first year of PT, and like at the time, I thought I was working hard and training hard, but it wasn't until I did that photo shoot prep and I got in the best shape of my life. And what I learned from that in terms of the discipline, the resilience, mentally, physically, things like delayed gratification, going to the gym, eating well, day in, day out, and not necessarily seeing any change day to day, but over a long period of time, seeing that bigger picture. Ever since I embarked on that, I feel like it made me into a completely different person. Again, it enhanced my mindset, it enhanced my work ethic. I've done so much stuff, personally, professionally, since getting in the best shape of my life. Would I have done all them things if I hadn't have gone through that process? I don't think so. So don't overlook that. Like, I'm not saying everyone must go and do a mad photo shoot prep and get stupidly lean. Just get in the best shape that you've ever been. If you can get in the best shape of your life, that then has a massive knock-on effect to everything, even if you don't work in the fitness industry. Obviously for me, I work in the fitness industry, so they both go hand in hand because fitness and my job are essentially merged into one. But if you don't work in fitness, I still think, and I've spoke to people that have said this to me, that by getting fitter, that does have a knock-on effect on your work, like even if you work in an office. So don't overlook it and don't neglect that. And again, doesn't matter what age you are, it's never too late to get in the best shape of your life. Third point is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Hard work is important, don't get me wrong, in whatever you're doing. The hardest worker doesn't necessarily get the biggest rewards. Like, you could put a lot of effort in on something and it doesn't work out. You tend to find that the people that tend to do really well are the people that have taken more risks. Because if you take the risks, it either pays off and you learn something, or it doesn't work out, and you still learn something. Either way, you learn what went right, what went wrong. So then when it comes to doing something again, you learn from that and you try and do it better. But you have to take that risk initially. I think that's why a lot of people are scared to take them risks, in the fear of it not working out. But yeah, don't be scared to try new things and make mistakes. Like with me, and obviously I'd been PTing for a good 2-3 years before I then kind of found a bit of a passion and a hobby for videography and photography. Obviously, a lot of that started through me just filming my gym sessions and putting little montages together. But like, I found a real passion for it, and I enjoyed it because, like, I almost enjoyed it more because I was so bad at the start. I almost enjoy being bad at things because I know that I'm only going to keep getting better. Whereas a lot of people actually see it the other way around, and they think, well, I'm not going to take the risk, or I'm not going to start because at the start I'm going to be bad. So you just need to try and like flip that on its head and turn that negative into actually a positive, and think, well, this is the worst I'm going to be at something. If I keep doing it, I'm only going to continue to get better. If you saw some of the videos and photos that I took years ago in comparison to now, the difference is mad. Plenty of better photographers, videographers out there than me. But like, I've come a long way in a short space of time. Point number 4, nothing is permanent. So again, this kind of ties in with like the what's important to you, and I think understanding that nothing is permanent. Like, it's never too late to change your mind. You've got no moral obligation to be the same person that you was a year ago, 6 months ago, 1 month ago. There was an awesome clip that I saw on social media somewhere of Dana White, UFC president, and he was doing some sort of podcast, and he was talking about how before he set up UFC, he used to be, I think it was a bellman, which I believe in America are like the people that collect your car for you and park it up. I believe, I might be wrong. He wanted to take this risk and start up the UFC, and in his head he thought, why not? If it doesn't work out, he can always go back to being a bellman again. That little clip kind of resembles this whole like nothing is permanent. So like, again, your current situation now, you have the power and you have the decision making to change these things. And yes, there's always going to be something that is out of your control. That's a given. But there's going to be a lot of things that you do have control over. Once you can understand that nothing is permanent and that you can change your circumstances, you can change your situations. There's going to be jobs that come and go. You're going to have friends that come and go because your values start to change. And a lot of people won't like the fact that you've changed, and they will say to you, oh, you've changed, because they don't know how to say, oh, you've grown. Whatever situation you're in now and whatever situation you're feeling lost in, just understand that it's not permanent. Point number 5, I think this is a really important one, and I think it is becoming more. So point number 5, a lot of people overlook this one, but I think it is very important, and especially as guys, it's kind of like not shunned upon, but like us guys definitely do not do it enough, and that is practice self-care. And I think it's so important. We are almost pushed down this avenue of you've got to be working every hour of the day, like you've got grind culture, work through the night, like you don't need sleep, just keep working, keep building. And I mean, it's going to work for some people, and you hear stories of people that do that, but like, realistically, is that going to work forever? Like, I think it's so important to have some sort of a self-care routine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't do it every week, but I like to do like a self-care Saturday. So that for me is like my reset. So Saturday night, I'll have a hot bubble bath, like put some chilled music on, you know what I mean? Put a candle on, like face masks, all that sort of stuff. And I think it's something that us guys don't do enough of. And we don't allow ourselves to relax and reset. But I think it's so important to do that, just to give you that mental clarity, and there's nothing wrong with like having a bit of time to yourself, and you'll probably find that in the long run you'll end up being more productive. And the last point I want to finish on is you are not alone in this feeling. If you are feeling lost and you don't quite know what you want to do in life, and you feel like you haven't found this purpose. I mean, we're all in the same boat, and there's going to be people that you look at them on face value, and you look at them through social media, and you might think, oh, they've got it all figured out, like their life looks amazing, and I'm just sat here lost, not knowing what to do. But Like, trust me, we're all just trying to figure it out. I would argue nobody's got it all figured out. Everyone is just trying to take each day as it comes, get better, and essentially just enjoy life and enjoy doing what they're doing. Especially if you are like younger, like early 20s, like my age or younger. Like, there's absolutely no need to put pressure on yourself to have it all figured out and to know what your purpose was. Like I say, when I was 21, I thought my purpose was going to be PTing for life. And I thought, yeah, this is it. I've found it. I found what I want to do forever. Now, I'm six years into it. I'd be lying if I said that I still enjoy it now as much as I did back then. Do I see myself wanting to do PTing forever? No. But when I was 21, 22, I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is what I'm going to do forever. I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to study, I'm going to be the best trainer ever. But again, that's what comes back to like identifying what's important to you and understanding that nothing is permanent and that your priorities and your thoughts are going to change over time. But yeah, ultimately, you're not alone in this. So yeah, hopefully you found those 6 points useful. Again, I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. If there's anything you want to add to that from your own experiences, if anything you agree with, anything you disagree with, please do let me know in the comments. I'm always open for debate. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please drop it a like. And again, if you haven't already, please make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any future episodes. If you want to check out another one of the videos on the channel, there will be a pop-up on screen that will take you to another video that you can watch that I'm pretty confident you will also find helpful. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will see you next time.